Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, Brazil Tzu Chi volunteers play Santa and bring gifts to students in need. Kedah and Penang Tzu Chi volunteers continue their mission to recruit 1 million Bodhisattvas. Established in 2002, Indonesia Tzu Chi Medical Association celebrates its 11th birthday this year. 10 years ago in San Agustin, Guatemala, Tzu Chi built a children's community center that helps to care for children from underprivileged and single-parent families. Prior to the Christmas holiday, Tzu Chi volunteers visited and brought gifts for the children to celebrate in style. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi volunteers' rice distribution in the Dominican Republic helped 86 households feed their family.
In La Roma city of the Dominican Republic, Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting residents door to door to better understand their needs prior to the year-end relief distribution.
Knowing that through our home visitations, these needy residents can receive much-needed aid ahead of Christmas, all the hardships are worthwhile.
With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers and locals, bags of rice from Taiwan are delivered to the distribution venue. Upon receiving Tzu Chi's rice, recipients break into smiles.
I have 7 people in my family. I am very happy because now we have a lot of rice to eat.
May God bless all of you.
If we didn't volunteer today, we wouldn't know how lucky we truly are.
Other than providing recipients with rice, volunteers also handed out reusable utensils to educate the locals on the importance of cherishing resources and protecting the planet. At the end of the event, despite the differences in race and faith, everyone prays sincerely for those affected by Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines. And to reciprocate Tzu Chi's kindness, many happily donate their love. Meanwhile, in Guatemala's El Progreso, Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting a child care center funded by Tzu Chi in San Agustin. As most of the children come from single-parent families, many tend to be very shy. However, surrounded by the love and care of Tzu Chi volunteers, many have become more outgoing. To better care for these children, Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding year-end aid distributions in the center on a regular basis. Other than providing students with material aid, the volunteers also hope to strengthen the bonds between students and Tzu Chi. Besides caring for needy children, the volunteers also arrived at a senior home to entertain 38 residents. Although it is the volunteers' first time visiting, their performance touched the hearts of the seniors. With Tzu Chi's aid in hand, both senior residents and children are ready to embrace the new year ahead.
In the spirit of the holiday season, Brazil Tzu Chi volunteers visited 2 schools in the suburb of Sao Paulo, where they handed out gifts to needy students. Then, in Osasco, in response to a city councilor's request to bring some festive cheer, volunteers delivered presents to 500 students.
Here in Brazil, residents are getting ready to welcome the Christmas season. Osasco is located in Greater Sao Paulo and has a population density equivalent to Japan's Tokyo. Recently, in response to a local city councilor's request, Tzu Chi volunteers went to a local school to conduct a Christmas distribution for local families. During their sign language performance, volunteers translated the Chinese lyrics into Portuguese in order to spread Tzu Chi's message of love further. The Christmas presents included biscuits and stationery, all of which were donated by Chinese business owners. In total, 490 families received gifts. During the event in the school principal's office, volunteers found a Christmas tree made from PET bottles. Thus, they hope to return and promote recycling at the school another day. Back in the city of Sao Paulo, volunteers visited 2 schools in impoverished area to hand out Christmas gifts.
Tzu Chi volunteers work tirelessly to canvass for these gifts, so you need to cherish them, alright?
Local Tzu Chis put on a sign language performance to celebrate the holiday season, while audience members follow along and come to experience firsthand Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit.
In Papango village, located north of Indonesia's Jakarta city, Tzu Chi volunteers recently carried out a rice distribution where they handed out a 20-kilo package of rice to each of some 1,900 households. As most residents here work odd jobs or scavenge for a living, the rice they received will go a long way in helping them put food on the table.
Arriving at Papango, a village situated next to the harbor north of Jakarta, what appears before Tzu Chi volunteers' eyes is a slum area where houses are built with corrugated iron.
Termasuk hunian di sepanjang tol itu, Pak. Pak, tol itu banyak orang yang istilahnya.
Many of those who live under the bridge scavenge for a living. Without a stable job, they don't have the money to put food on the table.
Di sini itu banyak sekali orang-orang yang susah di pinggir.
We saw the harsh living conditions of those who live beside the railway and how they lack supplies and need help. We hope the rice distribution will be a help for them.
To help the impoverished residents, Tzu Chi volunteers handed out 20 kilo bags of rice to 1,900 families.
Saya sehari-hari saya buka warung kecil-kecilan tuh di kolong jembatan nih, patok tol ini.
I sell goods under the bridge every day, but I had to borrow the money from someone else. With this rice, we will be able to have 3 meals a day.
This is such a great help. Thank you. I am thrilled to receive this rice. Thank you so much.
With rice in hand, smiles have replaced frowns for the residents of Papango village.
Tzu Chi has enacted a cash reward program in Kedah, Malaysia, to unite residents in cleaning up their homes in the aftermath of the early December flooding. Recently, local residents in Phuket Mentok have really taken the Dharma to heart and have begun helping each other out of the kindness of their heart. One disaster survivor even started a makeshift outdoor kitchen to help feed those cleaning up the community.
Masita's makeshift outdoor kitchen in the midst of the disaster zone is always full of people looking to sate their hunger.
Thinking about it, if we ourselves get hungry, then others must too. If someone showed us a bit of kindness, in our hearts we would feel it.
Can I ask for more? Perhaps 2 or 3 more veggie cakes.
With enough to eat, residents now have the strength to clean up their community. Tzu Chi's cash reward program in the aftermath of the December floods has been well received. Even those who are injured are determined to help.
I didn't sign up for the program, but I came to help after I took my medicine. It's good to work together to clean up our community. I'm very thankful towards everyone.
Kalau saya boleh join you.
If I can join your event, I would like to join you to help others and see how the other villagers are doing. I want to learn from you.
A few young children also come to help clear away the debris.
Apa yang angkat?
Plastik itu, pada plastik baku, papang.
Tak ada tahu ke?
Tahan.
With everyone united in cleaning up their community, the village is sure to be back to normal in no time.
Thank you everyone for helping us.
Staying in Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers in both Kedah and Penang continued their efforts in the Million Bodhisattva recruitment campaign, with some canvassing for love in the shopping mall, while others went door to door to ask for donations.
With posters and bamboo coin banks in hand, Tzu Chi volunteers are making the most of their weekend by canvassing for donations in a local shopping mall. Despite not earning much, Farid from Bengal does not hesitate in giving what he can to help those in greater need.
Baiklah, itu saya bagi orang dia pun makanlah.
Banyak kan?
Tak ada banyak.
Sikit sajalah.
Sikit sajalah.
Saya lupa ini.
Baiklah, kunci makanlah.
Tzu Chi volunteers seize the opportunity to inspire compassion in all passers-by and do not give up when they are turned down.
Though our volunteers came across some challenges along the way, as long as we are willing to try, people of all different ethnicities will respond to our campaign. The 30,000 members at the Kedah chapter have already doubled.
At the annual training seminar in Penang, volunteers are on a mission to canvass for donations door to door.
If we can all donate a little of our love and gather our strength, we will be able to help many of those in need.
Zhu Shiying, who was recently certified as a Tzu Chi commissioner, finds a sense of mission through taking part in such events.
After receiving my commissioner certification, I felt that I need to initiate my team members in inspiring love and compassion whenever we can.
By collecting the love of many, together the society will be a place filled with love and hope.
The Tzu Chi International Medical Association in Indonesia was established in 2002, and now, approaching its 11th year, TIMA members in the country have grown to over 600 strong. At a recent celebration, not only did everyone gather to rejoice in the past 11 years of hard work, but also to induct 71 new members into the Tzu Chi family.
In a chorus of happy birthdays, Indonesia TIMA celebrates its 11th anniversary. The happiness of the occasion can be seen on all the participants' faces.
In this 11th year, I hope Indonesia TIMA can reach more people.
In the future, I hope Indonesia TIMA can assist more needy people.
I hope for the continued growth of Indonesia TIMA members and hope that more young doctors like me will join.
When TIMA first started in Indonesia, there were only a little over a dozen doctors and nurses at each free clinic. However, now over hundreds show up each time. Tzu Chi volunteers have spent countless hours on recruitment to achieve today's success.
Our hope for the future of Indonesia TIMA isn't just helping out medically in the remote villages, but we hope to become Indonesia's first medical NGO. When natural disaster strikes in the country, we hope to be there to take care of our citizens.
The celebration is not only a time to congratulate each other on a job well done, but also to welcome 71 new TIMA members into the Tzu Chi family.
I had wanted to join TIMA before I graduated from medical school. I want to use what I have learned in school to help in various Tzu Chi free clinics and relieve patients of their pain and suffering. I actually wanted to join TIMA a while ago, but I think this year it was my time. So I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity this year to train and become a TIMA member. I'm really happy that I joined the Tzu Chi family.
Joining the ranks of fellow volunteers, from the moment their TIMA badge is pinned, these new TIMA members help shoulder the responsibility of relieving the aches and pains of the poor and needy.
One of Tzu Chi's 4 missions is in education, as it can help end the cycle of poverty. In China and Singapore, Tzu Chi assists students on their path of learning by awarding scholarships to deserving yet economically challenged students. The financial aid Tzu Chi has given these needy students give the young ones a chance to dream.
On stage, 14-year-old Hu Zhiwei boldly states his dream of becoming an art teacher and to paint the world in beautiful colors. Thanks to Tzu Chi's scholarships, he dares to dream.
With the scholarship, of course, it will lessen the stress on my parents and my own as well. I have enough to eat, and no worries about transportation.
Both parents and students alike understand that Tzu Chi isn't just giving blessings, but also hope.
My own family also come from poor, so I don't want them also become like me, you see. So I want them to work hard in their studies and get a better future.
I want to work hard so that I can help my younger sister, my mother, my family.
It's the 6th year Tzu Chi Singapore chapter is giving scholarships to needy students, and this year there were 1,654 recipients. At the awards ceremony, students are not only receiving aid, but by returning their bamboo coin banks filled with coins, they have also become givers as well. Several teachers have also responded to the spirit of the bamboo coin banks.
Teachers will take them home or put them at the office, and anyone who wants to give will make a donation.
In the eyes of teacher Lin Yuling, learning how to give thanks is the best lesson that these children can receive.
Students need to know how to give thanks. Even though we have received someone's assistance, we should have a heart of gratitude and thank the other person.
For these recipients, perhaps what they lack in economics is filled with love and gratitude instead. Meanwhile, in China, Tzu Chi volunteers have also been working with the government towards a long-term plan to assist needy students on their path of education.
Material aid is one thing. More important is to care about their moral character and to increase their confidence.
Tzu Chi volunteers often travel to remote areas to get a full understanding of the students' life at home.
I need to work during the summer or else my family won't have enough money to pay for tuition.
Paralyzed from the neck down, Zheng Huilian paints beautifully by holding a brush in her mouth. Giving it a try, many scholarship students find it is much harder than it looks.
It shakes and it's not very balanced. When trying to write with it, it was difficult to hold it firm. It was hard to write with.
We should take her as an example and learn how to be strong. No matter what difficulty one encounters, we can overcome it and work hard to live each day to the fullest.
For these scholarship students, looking at the world from a different perspective will teach them to value the blessings they have and in turn treasure the love and care they have received.
For Tzu Chi volunteers, it's not enough to just provide monetary aid for disadvantaged students, but they wish for students to learn valuable life lessons as well. In Xiamen, Tzu Chi volunteers recently held a scholarship awards ceremony for over 300 students. Some students who had received aid previously also joined volunteers on home visitations. Let's take a look.
It is the love and blessing of Tzu Chi volunteers from around the globe and also Master Zheng Yan's compassion that brings us together today. We wish you all the best.
As these students receive their scholarships from Xiamen Tzu Chi volunteers, they also seize the opportunity to express their gratitude.
I am really glad to receive this help from everyone. In the future, I will pay this love forward.
I will repay their love with my actions. From now on, I will study hard. I'm in my first year of senior high school, so I'll work hard to get into a good university.
Feng Yifen, who was once a recipient herself, is here today to reciprocate the help she received in the past.
I am truly delighted. Before, I was a recipient myself, and now I am able to give back. I feel that I can bring joy to these students and encourage them to pay the love forward.
Feeling blessed to have received help and have met Tzu Chi, these students all hope to spread the love to those in greater need. One of the scholarship recipients, Ye Xinrou, joined Tzu Chi volunteers on their home visitation to 16-year-old Li Jianshi's house. Seeing how Li suffers from brain trauma and how his grandma struggles to put food on the table, Ye has learned to count her own blessings.
They all have it tough, and despite their physical condition, they persist. They have inspired me to remain determined and study hard at school.
Every family has their own hardship, and Tzu Chi volunteers try to help them in whichever way they can.
感恩谁啊？
奶奶，
哎呀，人家说阿嬷你辛苦。
奶奶你辛苦了。
Through such home visitations and witnessing those less fortunate, Tzu Chi volunteers and students alike gain a valuable lesson in life.
To help Typhoon Haiyan survivors return their lives to normal as soon as possible, Tzu Chi University in Taiwan organized a charity fair in which they sold secondhand items and handmade vegetarian dishes. The fairgoers also wrote down words of encouragement for the disaster survivors.
Today, Tzu Chi University is holding a charity fair for Typhoon Haiyan survivors. Fairgoers are also invited to write out some words of encouragement for the less fortunate.
We hope the typhoon survivors in the Philippines can get back on their feet as soon as possible. They will soon receive our love and care.
After joining in Tzu Chi's relief work in the Philippines, Tzu Chi University staff member Jiang Jiaxin has learned to cherish his own blessings and seizes the opportunity to make more contributions.
When I was in the disaster area, I realized that the disaster survivors were simply helpless. Compared to their tragic existence, we are blessed. So we need to do our best to help those in greater need.
Members of the Tzu Chi relief team seized the chance to share their thoughts with participants in the hopes to inspire more to extend their compassion to those in need.
In the United States, the 125th Tournament of Roses Parade will be held in Pasadena, California on New Year's Day with the theme of Dreams Come True. Among the float participants is Donate Life America. Their float will commemorate past organ donors, including Liao Jingde, a 5-year-old boy from Taiwan.
Last year, the Pasadena Rose Parade showcased 42 floats from various countries around the world, attracting thousands of participants. Donate Life America's float is themed Journeys of the Heart. The design is to have the heart decorations turn into 5 lights during the countdown to the new year, symbolizing the donor's love lighting up the world. One of the organ donors is 5-year-old Liao Jingde, whose family traveled from Taiwan to Pasadena specifically to create his portrait for the float. This family that carried tears in their eyes 10 years ago now carries smiles on their faces. During their vacation to the United States, their son accidentally drowned and lost his life. The pain of going from a family of 4 to only 3, the parents, both Tzu Chi members, decided to make the difficult decision of donating their son's organs.
Some of my son's organs were infected, so they could not be donated. Jingde ended up donating his corneas and the bones from his 4 limbs.
What pulled Liao Jingde's mother out of her sadness was Tzu Chi, as volunteering was a way for her to continue the life her child no longer had.
A month after my son's death, I realized I could not continue living my life in such despair. Thus, I mustered up the courage to find my local Tzu Chi sister. In a month's time, I had made the decision to move on.
The donor's family members carefully draw out the face of their lost loved ones. With such mindfulness, each portrait is not just an illustration, but more so a token of love.
At the end of the show, we join 400 overseas Tzu Chings on their journey to the Jingsi abode as part of their quest to find their spiritual roots in Hualien this winter holiday. From the staff here at Tzu Chi This Week, we wish you an early Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. See you next week.